Welcome back. Welcome back. It's your host, Delano, on the FanWire Podcast. We got another player to break down. We're talking about a player that is definitely known in the DMV because she got roots here. And, one thing that we can use with the Washington Mystics is a combo player that can play both a floor general and also a scoring guard. And this particular player has a lot of upside, is a high IQ point guard, and is a proven winner at UCLA. And this player mirrors some very good players in the WNBA. We're talking about a player that has pace and control, or matter of fact, we're talking about her comparisons. The players that she's compared to have pace and control, leadership, efficiency, and some other things. So today, we're going to break down Kiki Rice, one of the safest guard prospects in this 2026 WNBA draft class. A player that could quietly become one of the most important long-term pieces in a championship rebuild. If y'all ready, I'm ready. So let's get to it because we're going to cover her measurements, her player archetype, her college production and development curve, her strengths and weaknesses, and some of those player comps. And most importantly, how she would fit with the Washington Mystics. I hope you're ready. Let's get into it. Let's go. Okay. So Kiki Rice is a point guard, 5'11", from UCLA. And I told you she was a DMV product. She is a product of Bethesda, Maryland, right up the road from where the Washington Mystics play. So her archetype, we talk about a big playmaking guard that can be a combo point guard. So we need that type of player with size that knows exactly what they're doing. Yeah. Okay. So Kiki Rice entered college as a 5-star recruit and was one of the top point guards in her class. She consistently developed into a true floor general with size, leadership, and traits that any WNBA team will value. Her play style fits the mold of a modern lead guard, a strong physical at the point of attack type of player, a player with a high IQ that makes good decisions, and is a 3-level scoring player. She has all of these abilities. Plus, she's an above average rebounder for a guard. She can control the tempo and offensive flows. Let's talk about her WNBA archetype. She's a big guard. That's a floor general. And that can be molded or talked about when it comes to different kind of players here. But we're going to talk about that a little later. All right, so let's talk about her college production. Let's talk about what she's done in her college career. Her career averages are 12.5 points a game, 4.6 rebounds, 4 assists a game, while shooting between 44 and 46% from the field, and shooting between 30 and 38% from three. It improved each and every year. Now, Rice's development arc is extremely encouraging for WNBA scouts because she's improved her efficiency, her playmaking responsibility, and her offensive control every single season. Now, let's talk about her growth, but we're going to take it season by season. So her freshman season, she averaged 11.6 points a game, 4.5 rebounds, 3 assists, and was the Pac-12 or on the Pac-12 all-freshman team. Kiki immediately showed she could run an offense at a high level. Her poise and decision-making stood out from the very beginning. And this is as a freshman. Remember that. And this is the Pac-12, right? And remember that UCLA went from the Pac-12 to the Big Ten, but we're going to talk about that. We're going to get to it. All right, so let's talk about her sophomore season. She averaged 13.2 points a game, 5.7 rebounds, 4.5 assists, and she became the primary initiator for UCLA. And she showed she could impact games even without dominating with shot volume. Her rebounding always showed how physical she was and how strong she was at the guard position. Junior season, 12.8 points a game, 3.5 rebounds, 5 assists while shooting 36.5% from the three. Her playmaking expanded and her outside shooting became more reliable. And for a developing player, that's super important. That's an indicator of her pro projection, her trajectory. People were starting to take note. All right, so let's talk about her senior season. What we're talking about right here, right now. We're talking 15.4 points a game, 6 rebounds, 4.5 assists, while shooting 50% from the field and shooting 37.6 from the three. Kiki Rice became an offensive centerpiece for UCLA. She was able to produce at an All-American level with strong efficiency while being able to still get other players involved and see that they are able to produce in the right places in the right times. That's what we need with the Washington Mystics. We need that kind of player. We don't know if Kiki Rice is going to be the answer, but we need that kind of player. And she's from the home team, the home squad. She grew up the road. I'm just saying, some of these things make sense, but let's keep on going. Let's talk about the accolades, because you know I'm a big fan of the accolades, right? So Kiki Rice, again, she stacks awards and she comes from a winning pedigree. Kiki Rice in 2026 was on the 3rd team All-American, and she's a 2-time first team All-Big Ten. She was a Pac-12 all-freshman team selection. She was the Gatorade National Player of the Year, McDonald's All-American Game co-MVP, USA Basketball gold medalist. She wins. She brings elite experience in high-level games, and that's something that WNBA decision makers value heavily. So I know Kiki Rice is definitely on Jamila Weidman's, the general manager of the Washington Mystics, draft board. I know it. But she's also on other GMs across the WNBA as well. Everybody's looking at Kiki Rice and seeing if she will fit into what they're trying to build and what they're trying to do. Remember that. All right, so let's talk about Kiki Rice's strengths. She, again, super smart ball player. She has elite basketball IQ. She is strong when it comes to the pick and roll decisions that she makes. Her size advantage versus most point guards. She knows how to take advantage of that. She's efficient when it comes to her scoring profile. She's a strong rebounding guard. Her leadership traits and composure, top notch. And she has a team first mentality. She could probably average 20 points a game, but she gets her other teammates involved. Those are traits that the Washington Mystics can use. Now, Kiki Rice projects as one of the highest floor prospects in this draft class. And the reason why I say is she's shooting a good percentage from three, but it can get better. And that will come with an increased volume with her three-point shooting, right? She doesn't have elite bursts as an athlete, but she knows how to get to her spots. She knows how to use what she got to do what she need to do. Could she be more aggressive as a scorer? At times, that could be the case. But she's a floor general. She's about doing what needs to be done to make sure that we can get a bucket, or whatever team she's on can get a bucket, whether it's herself or someone else. Okay, so Kiki Rice's development path suggests that her offensive growth is going to continue, and that's as her confidence expands and her responsibilities grow. Now, real quick, if you like the video, if you like the breakdown so far, like the video, takes 2 seconds. Just hit the little button right there. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because we're dropping Washington Mystic content. We're dropping breakdowns of WNBA prospects all the time. So don't miss out. Turn on that notification so that you can be in the loop. All right. So now let's do this. Let's talk about where Kiki Rice is projected to be drafted. Kiki Rice is widely projected with mock drafts as a mid-first round pick. So that's typically in the range of pick number 5 to pick number 12. And again, in most mock drafts, she can be at number 5. Actually, she could even be at number 4. Because the Washington Mystics, remember this, the Washington Mystics have a lot of opportunities in the first round of this 2026 draft to pick up some very good pieces that we can add to our Washington Mystics. Because we have the number 4 pick, we have the number 9 pick, we have the number 11 pick. We also have 2 second-round picks and a third-round pick. But we know Kiki Rice is not going to be in the second round. We know there's no way in the world she's going to make it to the third round. So let's just talk about the picks that we got, right? So we could go all in and get Kiki Rice at number 4. Or we can try to see if she falls to number 9 or 11. This is something very critical. This is a very interesting piece. It's a very interesting pick. So it's just a matter of where we see the value. But most importantly, it's more important what Jamila Wideman sees the value, right? Because her stock is strong. She's a 5'11" point guard that can be a combo playmaking guard, that can score, that can rebound, orchestrate an offense. You know, that's and being 5'11", that's an ideal size for the point guard position at the WNBA level. She can see over defenses. She can defend multiple guard matchups. She can rebound at a high rate. And WNBA teams increasingly has prioritized bigger guards who can switch defensively. Now, let's talk about her efficiency. Remember, she's shooting 50% from the field, 37% from 3, while doing a number of other things. Her efficiency signals a player that understands shot selection and team offense. Again, she's a proven leader. She's been a multi-year starter, a high-level decision maker. She can organize an offense. She's a leader on her teams. Rice has shown that she could run an offense at a national contender level. Why not bring that type of player into the Mystics? I'm just saying, if y'all disagree, let me know in the comments. But I think she could be a very good piece. There's so many good pieces. There's so many good pieces in this draft. It's just a matter of who is available, to be honest. Now, let's talk about who Kiki Rice compares to in the WNBA. Her player comparisons are going to be really good. Some of y'all, it might shock some of y'all, but some of y'all already hip. Some of y'all already know. So, but let's get to it. When it comes to leadership, look at Natasha Cloud. And Natasha Cloud was a former Washington Mystic. Now, when we say Natasha Cloud, we're talking about her high IQ decision making. She can organize offenses. She's a strong defensive mentality type of person. She'll lock you down and let you know about it. She'll set the tone for the team. We need that kind of player. And at the college level, Kiki Rice has shown that. At the WNBA level, she can definitely develop into that type of player. A player that can stabilize a team. Not necessarily just your offense, not just your defense, but your team. All right. Now, we also got to look at Veronica Burton when it comes to efficiency. Veronica Burton makes winning plays, processes the game quickly, doesn't require a high shot volume to impact games. How critical is that? It's very critical, highly critical. Now, Kiki Rice definitely offers more offensive upside, but they're still very similar. All right. Now, on the high end of this, we're talking Chelsea Gray, somebody that's comfortable setting the pace and can control it. We're talking about a player that excels in the pick and roll and is super comfortable in those situations. We're talking about a player that controls the tempo, a high efficiency shot taker. Her selection of shots are good. We're talking about a player that has strong half-court decision-making abilities. You know, Gray, of course, is a high-level shot creator, but Kiki Rice shows flashes of a similar type of game control. Remember that. All right. Now, how does Kiki Rice fit with the Washington Mystics? Because, hey, that's what we're here for. We love our Washington Mystics. So, Kiki Rice fits with the identity that our coach, Sidney Johnson, is building. That he's already laid the foundational pieces for. And she fits extremely well. She's a smart basketball player. She's a team first type of player. That's her mentality. She's efficient on offense. She has strong defense IQ. And she pairs well with our young core of Sonia Citron, Kiki Irvin, and if Shakira Austin returns. Now, Rice would add structure and stability to our offense. And somebody that can push the pace as well. Remember that. All right, so let's talk about the fit. If she's drafted at number 4, right? If she's drafted at number 4, we're looking at like a B. And some eyes maybe a B minus, right? Because she's still, even at 4, she brings a lot of qualities. She's going to bring a high floor type of player, strong leader, and the one con to that is, I would say she may not provide top tier superstar upside that could be expected at such a high draft pick, right? So she's going to make some people happy with the draft selection at 4, but then she's going to make some people mad too. So remember that. Now, if we can get Kiki Rice at number 9, which is going to be very difficult. Now, we're talking about an A. I'm going to give it at an A if we can get her at 9. And the reason why I say that is she's going to give balance through her value and can totally help our roster construction. Now, if she's selected at 9, that gives Jamila Wideman the opportunity to swing for high upside, either a scorer or a post player at number 4. But if we can get her at 9, we may have won the draft already. Yeah, because Kiki Rice can then be a long-term solution at the point guard position. These are things to consider. These are things to think about. Now, if there is some way in the world that we can get Kiki Rice at 11, which is very far-fetched, this is probably impossible. But if we're able to get Kiki Rice at 11, now we're talking about an A+ type of draft pick. Remember that. Now, she's a strong culture fit, floor general, and can potentially fit immediately into the rotation. Maybe as a starter, but definitely as a high minute player off of the bench that can develop into a starter. Hey, if we can get her at 11, man, that means we done already got 2 good pieces for real. But, we'll see how that goes. So, her floor as a player is still very high. She can be a very good player for the Washington Mystics, and that's just at the floor. Her ceiling, we're talking a high-level starter. That's the risk of her being a bust type of player, very low. Her timeline to fit into what's going on, very strong, very fast. Culture fit, excellent. Checks the boxes. So, again, Kiki Rice projects as an elite connector guard, a future starting point guard that could possibly even start day 1. Just depends on how this goes. But she's definitely a long-term solution when it comes to stabilizing our offense and our defense. Remember that. Now, again, if we can get Kiki Rice at 11, that's gonna break the internet. I'm coming online and I'm going crazy, right? If we can get her at 9, I ain't mad at it. If we can get her at 4, that might be a little bit of a that could be a reach, but we don't know because it depends on what's going on. If she is selected at 4, hey, I'm still loving it. I'm running. Hey, all right, now remember this. If Washington prioritizes a long-term stability at point guard, Kiki Rice could be one of the most logical answers in this draft. But there are other point guards to consider. But those point guards don't have the size that Kiki Rice has. So these are all things to consider. Now, Kiki Rice may not be one of those flashy prospects in his class, but Kiki Rice definitely is one of the most winning players available. Super high IQ, strong leader, reliable decision maker, already has winning habits. You want somebody to come in and has winning habits so that we continue to grow with that trajectory, because we want to win at the end of the day. And of course, those are exact traits that any team rebuilding can use, because those are the type of players that are sustainable and that can turn your franchise into contenders. Remember that. So if our Washington Mystics want a guard who can organize an offense for the next decade, Rice can check a lot of those boxes. And if you want more WNBA Draft scouting reports, Mystic roster strategy, and more breakdowns of WNBA prospects, like this video. I appreciate you taking the time and checking us out. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Become a part of the FanWire Podcast family. Turn on your notifications so that you can be in the loop and know when a new video is dropping. And in the comments, let's keep this conversation going. Would you like Kiki Rice at 4, 9, or 11? Remember, the Mystics have the number 4 pick, the number 9 pick, or the number 11. Which, if we were to draft Kiki Rice, which pick fits the best? And again, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all next time. This is your host, Delano, on the FanWire Podcast, your trusted voice for Washington Mystic content. You know I'm always bringing it to you. I appreciate y'all. Out of here. Until tomorrow, gone.